Hello world, and welcome to the Noob Cast. I am your host, James the Noob. Today we're looking at the Warrior's abilities from the Warrior class in Guild Wars 2. Now, the Warrior has quite a number of abilities, and just to warn you, a lot of those abilities are signets that do have a long cooldown. So bear with me for a little bit as we get through these cooldowns and I can change the abilities. As you saw there, that was Healing Surge, one of the first heal abilities. Next we have Kick, push your foe back with a kick, or Nut Shot, either way. Throw Bolas, it's going to immobilize the target. Signet of Might, gain Might. And as you notice, that Signet cooldown is quite large. First elite ability, War Banner. Just gain buffs, and as you see, we can pick it up and poke people with our fiery Warband of Doom. Gives swiftness to allies. You can sprint, poke. Actually does okay damage, I suppose. Lights your target on fire, and then you can just pop it right back down whenever you please. Interesting mechanic. And so let's swap some of these abilities. Okay. Signet finally came off cooldown. So we have Mending, heal yourself and remove 2 conditions, aka debuffs, for Great Justice. You electrify some pulse there, shake it off, remove conditions, it also breaks stuns. Alright. Banner of Discipline, place a banner that improves precision and prowess. No. Okay. Yep, alright, well, we can pick it up just the same as the Warband. We are missing one skill, though, not sure which that was. Okay. Alright. Now we have Healing Signet. Grants regeneration as a passive, or the actively heals. Berserker Stance, gain adrenaline for a short amount of time. And adrenaline, if you watch the weapon skill video, charges up the F1 skill. Bull's Charge, charge your foe and knock down fleeing foes. Well, it looks like it just knocks down anyway. Wow, look at the cooldowns on those skills. Everything's on cooldown. While everything's on cooldown, in the traits, which are much like talent points if you're familiar with World of Warcraft, the Warrior has many traits that gain certain stats based on the amount of signets on cooldown or active, which is why Warriors seem to have a lot of signets. But you trait yourself correctly, you can definitely take advantage of them. The only issue that I have personally is the very long cooldown for what seemingly are lackluster actives. So let's switch out these abilities. Let me just find my spot. There we go. Okay, yep. So I'm just gonna try to skip some of these signets, just show you what they do. Because the graphical effects aren't exactly stellar enough to withstand the longer cooldowns. Alright, so we have I Will Avenge You. Another shout that gains buffs to you and your allies. Banner of Strength. Which gives you might. Banner of Defense, which increases defensive stats. Let's again observe the impressive cooldown timers. So we're going to switch up this elite ability. So there's Signet of Rage. Passive grants you Adrenaline. Active grants you Fury. I'm going to just go ahead and skip that and take a look at Rampage, which turns us into a very angry person as we punch our targets, kick our targets, charge at our targets, and throw boulders at them. Who needs weapons? Or we can simply just jump up and down to toss our foes. Now, it didn't last for a very long amount of time, but given the right circumstances, I'm sure it may be beneficial, although the warband might be better. Or even the signet, if you're going for a signet-based build. Alright, so let me just make sure we get all the abilities we can. So we have Endure Pain. Looks like we catch ourselves on a little bit of a bluey fire. And while these skills are on cooldown, just kind of utilize some weapon skills. Keep the action going. Okay. So, Dolic Signet. Reduce incoming damage as a passive. The active gains stability, which ignores any sort of crowd control effects. Now we have Stomp. Much like you saw when we were in the transformed form. And then we have AoE Fear. As you see, these other players are nearby, as it is quite a busy time right now. Try to claim my own little personal space while we're waiting for cooldowns. It's definitely a revolving issue, these cooldowns. However, I suppose they are in there for purpose, as some of these abilities, if they were very short cooldowns, would be a little silly in terms of balance. Especially considering warriors' just weapons kits alone do considerable damage. Alright, so we have Frenzy, increases the attack speed by a lot. Well now. Very nice indeed. Well, so since we can take the signet and I'll take a look at it. A little bit more of a graphical effect, and you see that the active, the buffs are lasting for a good amount of time. So that signet might be the best one at this point. Alright, so that wraps it up for the Warrior's abilities. Check out other Noob and Noobcast videos at the Noob and Noobcast channel. Thanks for watching.